In this tutorial, you will learn how to draw basic picture and text boxes using the tool panel, which is usually on the left-hand side of the screen, and it's this long drop-down list of little boxes. If you hover over each one of the boxes, it will give you a description of what the tool does. We don't need to know how to use all of them, but we do need to know how to draw picture and text boxes because they are the components of news pages made up of different sizes and types of picture and text boxes. So if we want to draw a headline box, we click on the T tool, which is the type tool. This allows us to draw a text box and to type in it. So I've clicked on it, and if I go to my page, you can see the cursor's changed, and I just use the mouse and drag out a box of around that size for a headline box. You can see the cursor is flashing in it. So while it's flashing in it, I'm going to type a few letters. They're very small now, only 12 point. If I want to zoom in and see them closer, I have to go back to my tools panel, click on the zoom tool, and then if I just click the mouse, I can go and zoom in closer. So if I go back to my type tool, I can see that this text is too small for a lead headline. So I need to select it all using Control A or with highlight with the mouse. And once the text is highlighted, I can go up here to the top left hand of the screen where I can see the drop down menu of fonts, and I can change the type of text that's in the headline box. You can change it to anything you like. Newspaper headlines can be impact or Arial black or other ones as well. You are free to use what you like, but you need to pick ones that are appropriate to newspapers. So for now, I'm going to pick impact. And I'm going to change it so it's big enough to see. At the minute, it's at 12 points, which you can see in the box next to the font box with the two T's, font size, as it says when you hover over it. So I'm going to use the drop-down menu at the side there and select the biggest size on the drop-down menu, which is 72. And that gives us a much bigger headline, which I can then fill out if I want to the end. So I can see there that the two lines of text have got quite a big gap in between them. That gap between the lines of text is called leading. And we need to make sure that that's just right, not too tight and not too gappy. So I think that's a bit gappy. So to change it, I'm going to highlight all of the letters again in the headline box, and I'm going to go back up to this box underneath the font size, which, as you can see, if you hover over it, says leading. It's got two little A's next to it. And leading should be around the same size as the font size, maybe a point or two bigger depending on the kind of font you're using. So I am first going to change this to 72 to see what it looks like. And I think that looks a good bit better. So if I click off the box, I can see there what the headline will look like, and I think that's okay. So if I go on my top tool here, which is the selection tool, that allows me to change the size and shape of any box on the page, so and reposition it. So I can move this box all around the page using the top tool. I can't get at the letters inside it when I'm on the top tool. I can just move it around the screen and I can make it bigger or smaller if I want. So I'm going to move the text box, the headline text box, down a bit, and I'm going to put a nice picture above it. So to do that, I need to draw a picture box. So I go back to my tools panel and I click on the rectangle frame tool, the one with the cross in the middle. That's what we're going to put the picture in. If I click on that, you can see the cursor's changed to a cross, and I do the same action as I did with the text box. I just draw out until it's the size I want. And that's our picture box, and that's where we're going to put a picture. So that's how you draw a basic text box and a picture box. As I say, all of the components on a newspaper page are made up of text boxes and picture boxes. So if we want to do anything, add anything to the page, we need to know how to draw these. So you need to practice drawing picture boxes and text boxes. And you can do this by drawing headline boxes, caption boxes, boxes for the story, and different size picture boxes. So for example, if I want to add a caption to this picture, and I should do because all pictures should have a caption, I need to draw another text box, which means I go back to my tools panel and I click on the T again, the type tool. And I'm going to draw a box which I am going to put underneath the picture. But to draw it, I might need to zoom in a bit closer actually. So I'm going to go down and click on my zoom tool. And then I'm going to go back on my type tool. And I'm going to draw a box underneath the picture box, like so. I can see the cursor is flashing in it, so I'm going to put caption in here, please. And if I want to change the font for that caption, it's the same process as we did for the headline. I highlight the copy in the box, Control A, or with the mouse, and I go up to the font menu and I look for a good strong standout font for a caption. I'm going to try Arial Black. Caption in here, please. If I go on the type tool, the top tool rather, not the type tool, the top tool, the selection tool, I can move this box around using the mouse or the arrows key until I have it where I want to have it. So there we have drawn a picture box, a caption box, and a headline box. And you need to practice drawing them, and then in another tutorial I will show you how to put these in a library template so you don't have to keep on drawing them for every story that you want to do. But for now you need to practice them and changing the fonts and changing the font sizes until you have it how you want it to look. If you want to change the border, the picture box has no border on it. If you want to put a border on a picture box, you need to use the top selection tool, click on that, then click on the picture box, and you will see this measurement up here. If I just use the little arrow to the left and go up one, that puts a 1-point border around the picture. I can keep going and put a really thick border around the picture, but we don't want that. For a news page, you either want a 1-point border or no border, really, it's up to you. So that's it. That's how you draw a picture and text boxes. So you need to practice that. Okay, that's it for this one.